Here we go. We just need to review a couple things about factoring. You should know exactly what you're doing here because we've done all this. So I just want to recall what we're doing with that, and then we're going to do one or two more steps with that. So first thing is factor. So first thing we do is read this sign right here. After I check for a greatest common factor, so this means signs should be the same. And they're both going to be positive, so plus plus. We're going to take 3 times 6, which is 18. We're going to take that 18, find factors of 18 that add up to 11. That is 9 and then 2, listing the greater one first. And what goes on top? You remember 3? Hey, 3. What's up, 3? So 1/3 when this reduces. 3/9 is 1/3. And 3 over 2 will stay just as is. So 1x plus 3 is my first fraction. And second one is 3x plus 2. Alright, so here's the last part today, folks. We're going to say it's equal to 0. Alright, what's up now? So this means this is equal to 0. So I'm going to take x plus 3 equals 0. And 3x plus 2 equals 0, right? These two things, these two binomials, they're being multiplied. And their product is 0. So that means one of them has to be 0, if not both. So here's what we do. We check and say, solve each one. X is equal to possibly negative 3. And when I solve the other one, I have 2 steps. And divide by 3. So x is equal to negative 2/3. Alright, I'm supposed to, in the grand scheme of things, get 2 answers, and here they are. Notice these are not only going to be answers, but they're also zeros, and they're x-intercepts. Right? Solutions, x-intercepts, same thing, what we were talking about the day before. Alright, let's try just a couple more of those to recall all your factoring. So here we're just going to expose it as equals to 0. We have same signs, both negative. I'm going to keep that equal 0. So minus minus. We are looking for factors of 70 that add up to 19. Okay, and that's going to be 14 and 5. 14 and 5, that'll do it. And we're going to put 10 over top and 10 over top. This is 2 over 1. Remember, I want to make it over 1. This is going to be 5 over 7. 5x minus 7. 2x minus 1. I know they're p's. It doesn't matter. Alright, let's solve each one. So the last part is set it equal to 0. This one's already equal to 0. So 5x equals positive 7. We're going to add that over. Then divide by 5. X equals 7/5, so that is a solution. It's also an x-intercept. We're going to add 1, 2x equals 1, and divide by 2, x equals 1/2. So we're going to have 1/2 and 7/5. That's where this parabola is going to go through the x-axis. Now, of course, what we're going to do is start to challenge you a little bit. I need everything on one side, so minus 20, minus 20. So 6x squared plus 7x minus 20 equals 0. Again, looking for a GCF. I don't see one. 6 times 2 is 12. So this is 120. I need the factors of 120 that subtract down to 7. We're going to use plus and then minus. Signs are going to be opposite here. And if we check that out, we're going to be running into 15 and 8. Put 6 over top of each one of those. So both by 3, that's 2/5. And here by 2, so 3/4. 2x plus 5 and 3x minus 4 equals 0. And I'm going to squeeze an equal 0 in here. So 2x equals negative 5 when I subtract the 5 over. Divide by 2, divide by 2. We get our first one, x equals negative 5/2. We'll have 3x equals positive 4. Add the 4, add the 4. Divide by 3. X equals 4/3. Notice right now, just take them any which way you want. Improper is fine by me, as long as we're getting the right answer here. Alright, last couple things we want to make sure we can do is get everything on one side. So if I have a squared or x squared, I want to try and keep that positive so my sign rules all follow suit. So minus 4, notice that's going to go with that, plus 3a and plus 3a. Now we have 8x squared. I know they're a's, I just, Old habits die hard. Here we go. There we go. The idea is get it equal to 0. That's what we want. I don't see a GCF. We are going to work with opposite signs. So minus and then plus. We get that out of the way. Factors of 9 times 8 is 72. Factors of 72 that subtract down to get 6. Well, that's going to be 12 and 6. And we're going to put 8 over top of each one. So that's both by 4. So 2/3 and 4/3. 2/3 and 4/3, both equal to 0. We'll squeeze our second equal to 0 in here instead of rewriting it. 2x equals 3. And divide by 2, divide by 2. X equals 3/2. And subtract 3, subtract 3. 4x equals -3. So x equals -3/4. Those are my two solutions. So only extra step here is get everything so that you have your quadratic equal to 0, so we can solve after that. Alright, we have a couple more. I want you to work in your groups and solve all of these. You should check those out. I don't see anything you need a real big warning on. I know this is easier to move 14 over instead of moving both of these, but move both of these. I want n squared, I want that to be positive. So make sure you're keeping that positive. This move is fine because you're going to do 17 minus 2 is still positive 15. So I want to make sure you're getting those answers today. Okay, you should have an exit pass. You can check for that. And we are going to work on some of these, but not all. So let's go with this first column here. With that first column, we're going to tack that on. Once you finish all those, that's going to be considered to be your notes. Then I want you to go ahead and get your homework.